Remember the bismuth metamaterial held by Linda Moulton Howe for such a long time that originally came from Art's Parts, Art Bell? Well, AARO has examined it, has analyzed it, and AARO has debunked it. So let's talk about it. Get in here. This is Jack with Cosmic Road. I'll talk about UFOs and the paranormal. Please hit like and subscribe and let me know what you think in the comments below. Well, that of course is the metamaterial. We're all familiar with that, I assume. And this is the article from the Black Vault. AARO releases finding on suspected ET alloy. AARO published 2 reports detailing the analysis of a magnesium alloy specimen that has been the subject of much speculation. The specimen purportedly recovered from a crashed ET vehicle in 1947, Roswell, has been alleged to exhibit extraordinary properties, including functioning as a terahertz waveguide and generating anti-gravity capabilities. In 2022, AARO contracted Oak Ridge National Laboratory to conduct a thorough investigation into the specimen's origins and properties. And yeah, if you're confused about what Oak Ridge Labs is, they've long been suspected of UFO reverse engineering. And of course, it is where Sean Kirkpatrick, the lovely Dr. Sean Kirkpatrick, has moved on to. Yeah, not the first time he's been associated with a company suspected of UFO reverse engineering. Okay, but we'll get into a little bit more of Oak Ridge Labs in a minute. Yeah, so yeah, AARO contracted with Oak Ridge Labs, and what did they find? Oak Ridge Labs assessed this specimen to be terrestrial in origin, in that it does not meet the theoretical requirements to function as a terahertz waveguide. Yeah, that was one of the more interesting ideas out there, this waveguide idea. Kind of a really cool idea. The analysis revealed that the bismuth layers within the specimen were intermixed with lead, which precludes the possibility of it functioning as a waveguide. The report further explains that this specimen's elemental and structural characteristics do not meet the conditions to theoretically function as a waveguide. Yeah, it goes on. So it's terrestrial. It is, not a waveguide, according to AARO and, of course, Oak Ridge Labs. Now, this is just one of the projects that Oak Ridge has admitted to participating in. Scientists are searching for a mirror universe. It could be sitting right in front of you. Yeah, Oak Ridge Labs in Eastern Tennessee. Physicist Lee Brossard is trying to open a portal to a parallel universe. And I'll let you read the full thing at your leisure. But there you go. That is what Oak Ridge is admitting to doing. And if they are admitting to doing that, God knows what they're really up to. But things kick up a notch because, according to David Grush, the Nuclear Secrets, the original framework of that laid the framework for UFO secrecy as well. Well, guess who was at ground zero, literally, pretty much, with the Nuclear Secrets? Oak Ridge Labs, according to their own website. Across the country, Manhattan Project sites in Washington and New Mexico would carry out full-scale plutonium production and weapon development. Codenamed Site X, the 59,000 acres in Tennessee were roughly quartered for 3 production plants and a town site to house workers. To the west, the K-25 plant for enriching uranium through gaseous diffusion separation would soon be home to the largest building in the world, containing more than 1.6 million square feet of floor space. At the south, X2 would host the world's first permanent nuclear reactor and plutonium processing plant, which would serve as a prototype and training facility for larger production plants at the Manhattan Project site in Hanford, Washington. X10, that place that we just talked about, the future Oak Ridge Labs National Laboratories, would also enable critical research on plutonium at Los Alamos Laboratory in New Mexico. So yeah, they were literally, pretty much literally, not even figuratively literally, but, they were at ground zero for, all of the Manhattan Project sort of things. When the Nuclear Secrets were laid, they were right there, and they have long been suspected of engaging in UFO crash retrievals, or at least UFO reverse engineering. So should we believe anything they have to say about UFOs? No. Should we believe anything this guy says about UFOs? No. And here's a good post from Joe Murgia. He quotes Sean Kirkpatrick, the lovely, saying, "It's a missile casing." Gary Nolan said, "I have samples and I'm skeptical that it's a missile casing." AARO, "We don't know origin and its purpose is unknown." So where, Joe asks, did Kirkpatrick pull the missile casing claim from? Don't answer that. Just went through this report. My brief comments are down below. One thing to note, Sean Kirkpatrick said the TTSA material, Linda Moulton Howe gave this material or sold it to TTSA, that this material really is a piece of missile casing from the 1950s. The AARO report concluded that the origin, chain of custody, and the ultimate purpose of the specimen remain unclear. Gary Nolan was asked about the missile casing claim. Gary said, "Well, I personally have 2 pieces of it through 2 chains of evidence. The material is so fragile at this point that it crumbles easily. I've made burnt toast with more resilience. I don't know of any missile casing so fragile that could have survived transport and loading, never mind the acceleration of being fired. It would be dust before it left the firing tube. Both of my pieces exhibit extreme layering." So I look forward to Dr. Kirkpatrick's peer-reviewed data, as well as all the other claims he has made. Has he released any data from any of the claims? Did I miss something? A little snark there from Gary. I love it. There you go. Who knows what this material is? We certainly can't trust AARO or Oak Ridge Labs to tell us the truth about it. Now, Dan Zetterstrom gives us a little hope. He says, "Very glad to say to the Stars Academy, we'll be double-checking your work and then some, rather than taking you at your word. No one should do that. Let's get some peer review going on. That's the scientific process." Yeah, indeed. So we'll see what TTSA has to say. Of course, in order to study this material, I believe they were partnering with the Army. So will they be allowed to share the results of that analysis, if indeed it points to a non-terrestrial origin or something anomalous? I have my doubts. Also, haven't they been doing that for a while? Where are those reports if they were going to pony up with the analysis? So, let me know if you've seen something about that, because I would love some more information. Meanwhile, let me know what you think about the highly trustable AARO and Oak Ridge Labs debunking the bismuth piece. Let me know in the comments below. If you've enjoyed this video, please give me a big thumbs up. I sure would appreciate it. Smash the like button and the subscribe button and the bell to be notified of future videos. You don't want to miss a thing. Join me on social media, Facebook and Twitter, links below. Love to see you guys there. If you wanted to support Cosmic Road in a bigger way, consider grabbing a coffee mug or a t-shirt in the merch store below, or by becoming a channel member. Channel members are rock stars, and I really appreciate you guys' support. Thank you. Meanwhile, there's plenty of other videos on the channel, and I'll see you guys next time. This is Jack with Cosmic Road, signing out.